Do you want to learn a new language? Are you actually committed? Do you think it takes a long time? No, it doesn't. I'll show you how. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. From the title you obviously know what I'm talking about in this video. So I've learned Portuguese in 2 weeks, and in this video I'm going to share my experience, how to save time during learning a language and where to concentrate your energy. Fala galera, assim eu falo em português. Eu adoro dessa língua porque é tal beleza. Eu tenho muitos amigos em Brasil e em Portugal, então eu gosto de falar com eles em português. E eu tive praticado por 4 meses. Meses. Oh my god. Meu sotaque é tão mal. Eu deixei por 2 anos e agora eu quero continuar. Wish me luck! In general, I speak 4 languages, and the last one was Portuguese. Obviously, you can use this technique in other languages too. So, at first, I would suggest concentrating your energy to prepare yourself for talking to other people, to native speakers, because talking to native speakers is like the best practice. Practice actually makes it perfect in this situation. Before that, there is the hardest part, which is actually starting and understanding the language. I would suggest at first, before you start talking to other people, you need to invest your time in learning like 500 words and some basic tenses like present simple, for example, like we have in present simple in English. They in Portuguese, for example, and every other language has present simple. So you need to at first understand this easiest and basic tense so that you can build other tenses on top of it. So before you start actually learning those words and stuff, before you jump into learning those words and those tenses, you need to first understand the structure of the language itself. For example, how the verbs are conjugated, how many tenses are there. Also try to understand the similarities and differences between the languages you already know and the language you are learning right now. So this will help you to make up some idea about what you're learning, what you're about to learn, and this will help you to actually be more productive, because when you already have an idea, you can of course divide it into smaller pieces, and your whole goal, which is learning a language, and it needs a lot of time to perfect the language. For example, I've been learning English for years and I still cannot speak normally, like you understand that I'm not a native speaker, right? It took me so many years to come where I am. You need to understand the structure of the language so that you can divide the language into smaller pieces, into steps. This will also give you like a feeling of achievement, because each step you cover gives you like more motivation to continue, especially when you start talking to native speakers and they give you like compliments. It's so much motivation, oh my god. But before that, obviously you need to understand that every language has its own ways of expressing themselves, like expressing different things. Maybe some things in your native language are different, so you need to turn on some fantasy. You need to be like open-minded. You need to understand how they express the certain thing. So for example, in my native language we don't have articles, we don't have sexes at all, so it was quite difficult for me. Even today I really struggle with articles because I don't understand why it's needed at all. I did not understand. So obviously Google is your best friend, because you can type the conjugations. For example, you learn a word on Duolingo. We will talk about Duolingo in a second. For example, if you've learned a verb in Duolingo, it's very good if you Google some conjugations about this verb, because every language has some regular and irregular verbs, right? It's good to look at them time to time. Those 500 words, oh my god, you need to start learning those 500 verbs, words. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? You need to start learning those 500 words. I've been using Duolingo whole time. I've been using tiny cards, and then I was applying those words into the actual Duolingo course. I've been using 3 notebook principle, and I will explain that principle in another video, which I will add here. So make sure to subscribe, because the next one is about 3 notebook principle, and make sure to hit that notification button. Oh my god, no, this time it's here. I'm filming with my front camera, so sorry. So hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell here with the ding ding. Oh my god. So that you don't miss my next videos. And the next one will be about those 3 notebook principle, and how it saved my time, and how it's effective to remember those things while learning something. And not only language, you can use that for math lessons or stuff. So I will talk about that in this video there. I used to write down all the words learned in Duolingo. I know those many people doesn't do that. They simply go over and over those words. I would suggest writing everything down what you learn, but Duolingo is not enough. Yes, obviously you are googling those words, conjugations, you are learning from Duolingo tiny cards, those tests, those stories. It's very, very useful if you always have like the background noise. What I mean by that, for example, you need to start listening to the music, you need to start getting used to their culture. For example, I've been watching like kids' fairy tales. I remember watching Pinocchio and 3 Piglets. Oh my god, I love them so much. And honestly, it's so good because kids' stories are obviously written in a very simple language, so you at least get some idea, especially if you already know those fairy tales, but you already know some of the words, so it's very exciting when you actually discover them in a story. Also, you get to know other new words, and it helps you so much because there are not so many words to like explode your mind, but there are words enough for you to add in your lexicon. And here it goes, your 500 words. The fact that you have some background noise, for example, this in this situation, I always had like Portuguese music, Portuguese even recipes. Oh my god, I even had Portuguese recipes. I even made those coxinhas and bolinhos de bacalhau and stuff. So guys, it's so important that you understand the culture, and obviously maybe you don't even know, maybe you don't even understand those words that you are hearing on the background, but your mind catches those words, and if they repeat them for like 5 times, 6 times, when you get to learn those words, you're like, oh my god, I know this word from somewhere. Then it's way easier to remember those words in the long term. Also, I used to go to the websites and Google some lyric explanations or translations, and I will link down below the websites which I was using like almost every day. I didn't even turn off the tabs because I had like the first few weeks were like crazy. I've been practicing for like 8 or 7 hours a day, but it was so rewarding. Oh my god. And if you have a phenomenal mind, oh my god, I'm so jealous of you. But I don't have a phenomenal mind, I don't have a phenomenal memory. I actually have a very bad memory, to be honest. Learning a language has trained my mind so much that each day I was able to learn more and more words. It was like, oh my god, it was like a huge discovery for me. And the last advice I want to give you is that it's so good for you to think in those languages that you're learning, because if you're thinking in those languages, your mind like repeats those words that you're learning, and it's way easier to remember those words in a long term. Because of course we can say we learned the word, but in 2 or 3 weeks we don't even understand what that word means. Like, we can barely understand what is it. So I would suggest repeating it every time. For example, you're making a recipe, for example, you're in the kitchen and you just learned for example, a table or a chair, and or you're in the farm or you're in the farm and you just learned that frango is like chicken, and you're telling it to other people because you're excited, right? And also the fact that I know some people learn languages because they need it, not because they are excited about learning them. So this is a huge bummer, because it will obviously slow down your learning curve. How to say, yeah, curve. But you also need to understand how good it is for your brain and for your brain development. Obviously, in 21st century we know that brain has some capabilities of regenerating itself. It's very old approach that brain hasn't got any regeneration capabilities, but it has. So if you want to maintain those gray matter, and if you want to train your memory, it's so crucial if you learn something new every day. Not practicing, I don't mean practicing. If you learn something every day, this is actually from this book right here, which I'm currently reading. And in first few chapters they talk about what kind of impact does it have to learn something. It's very good for gray matter because you maintain those gray cells. It prevents from Alzheimer's and some diseases, even from stroke. For example, some people can't move their arm or their leg. It can even improve brain so much that it will have physical effects. It will help to regenerate all those cells. So if you're not excited about learning a new language, try to find some other positive things, right? So yeah, basically this is it, guys. This is everything I wanted to talk today. I wanted to talk about today. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. By the way, this is my new setup, so I hope it's more pleasant for you to watch my videos from now on. Thank you guys for watching me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.